You're listening to The Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates. Wednesday, September 18th, celebrating LCMS U campus ministry all across the country this week and over the next few weeks as well, as students have returned to campuses or maybe sending your college student off to college for the first time. We want to share with you this outstanding gift that the Lord has provided of campus ministries on campuses all across the country to connect students to Word and Sacrament ministry so that they are sustained in their faith throughout their academic careers. And we have some great campus ministries to share with you. Thanks be to God for all of the great work of LCMS U and our Concordia universities as well. Thanks to Concordia University, Wisconsin for supporting the Coffee Hour. Find out more about Concordia University, Wisconsin at cuw.edu. Live Uncommon. Joining me today, Pastor Dan Anderson of Calvary Lutheran Chapel in Madison, Wisconsin. Pastor Anderson, thanks for being my guest on the Coffee Hour today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Pastor, tell us a brief history of Calvary Lutheran Chapel in Madison, Wisconsin.
I knew you'd ask me that. We're going to be 100 years old. Hard to be brief, but I was thinking about it yesterday, and the original Calvary Chapel was founded in 1920, and I actually found the documents, and they were in German, which I can't read, but they did translate it into English, and I was intrigued by the logo, or not logo, sorry, their mission statement at the time, which was they need us today, we shall need them tomorrow. And campus ministry, it was specifically founded so that we could work specifically with college students. And it really hasn't changed its mission. It's changed its look over the years. But the mission is still the same. Right now, currently, it's sharing the love of Jesus in the UW campus community. That's our current mission statement. But it's seen a lot of looks. We've been as big as 500 on a Sunday and as small as 20 over the years. But it's still going, and God's been faithful to make sure that happens.
Thanks be to God. 100 years, that's certainly a milestone, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in just a little bit. But paint a picture for us of the UW community and the students of that community.
Yeah. So in general, it's obviously a pretty well-educated place. Madison is, the think tank for a lot of progressive thought here, of course. So often I have pastors ask me, how hard is it to share the gospel in that community? And actually, it's been very easy because, we just find that people are open to talking about stuff. But in general, I'm blessed because I'm always amazed that students who are in college would even take the time to continue, receiving Word and Sacrament and exploring their faith throughout a time that's probably the most, they make big decisions in their college lives, and everything from what they're studying to what they want to be. Some of them are finding husbands and wives. And so it's just a really critical time in the life of a college student because they make lots of big decisions on their future. So that's what's going on at UW-Madison. We are located right in the dead center, which is awesome, the end of State and Lake Street. So you have to walk by our building in order to get around there.
So you have close proximity to students and to their life on campus and all that entails. Share with us, do you have some stories to share with us that really demonstrate what campus ministry is all about and why it's important today?
Yeah, well, I was thinking about that, and I'm like, wow, I can't just share one. But in general, I've been blessed because at least where I'm at, my office is a fishbowl, meaning it's I have all windows in mine, and we have a student center. And so I have students come in and out every single day where they come to study, but often we'll just pop in to chat. And I've been blessed to help many students on their faith journey, of course. Some who might be still, working through it. Some who are questioning. I actually had times where I've spoken with people who had told me they grew up in a different church setting and had never actually heard the gospel, which is crazy, but they never heard it proclaimed that way. I've had students come in who struggle with suicidal thoughts and depression and anxiety and all the pressures that come with being college students, and I'm able to walk through it with them, and that's just been a blessing. I've seen so many come through on the other end, and I'm blessed to be there.
Wow, thanks be to God. Now, you mentioned being a student in a student center. Is that, tell me more about the student center and what students come there for.
Yeah, so we have, our building is, like I said, on the corner of State and Lake Street. There's 3 churches right there, and we're the oldest. It's Calvary Lutheran Chapel, St. Paul's Catholic Church, and there's a Presbyterian church on the end there. We have part of our facility is a student center where we offer free Wi-Fi, free refreshments. They can get in and out with a code during the day, so they can come and study. Anyone can who's a student. But often you'll find that they'll come in to chat as well. There's a lot of fellowship that goes on in the student center. So it's active all day. I think unlike maybe most pastors' offices, mine's just filled with students all day. So, which is, I've learned how to put things down and take the time to be with them. But that's the best part of the ministry to me, that they want to come, they want to hang out, they bring their friends. And of course, we use the fellowship center we have meals every single Sunday after service, and they're free, and they're provided by local LCMS churches. So we'll have 40 students after every service have a meal in that student center, and just the fellowship is very strong there.
So simply being present on campus, having a physical presence there in the student center and being able to connect with students, and also having opportunities for fellowship and for students to meet with you for conversation and for encouragement in the Word, just to walk alongside them in their vocations as students and to be able to provide that encouragement for them. Other ways that students connect with you or that you connect with students in campus ministry there.
Sure. I think one of the most unique things about Calvary as a campus ministry is that Calvary is unique in that we are a chartered congregation of the LCMS. We're also a mission of our district. That's not common. Usually it's one or the other. Mm-hmm. But because of that, our congregation is largely, I'd say 95%, almost 100%, 18 to 26-year-olds who are there for college, and then some of them will hang around, and we have some that are up to 30 at State. But the point is that they are the ones that help me engage in ministry there. So I have a leadership team of which 8 to 12 students are on that. They help me plan fellowship activities. We have a welcome party coming this Friday. We're doing a freshman dinner on State Street. I've got a board of directors and a board of elders. They're all involved in being either ushers or readers or greeters, that sort of thing. So if you come to Calvary, it's rare that you're just going to be sitting on the sidelines. They get engaged in the whole ministry, and I think that's a unique opportunity to mentor and train. And many of the students who leave end up being pretty solid foundations in the churches that they end up at, and some of them have actually gone on to seminary. One of them is now campus pastor at La Crosse. So it's an interesting situation because, like I said, you don't have anybody much older than 30 there. Yeah, it's really cool though, and how they bond over and how they really want to reach their friends with the gospel and continue to encourage one another, to stay in the faith. So we have all kinds of events. We do retreats, we do mission trips. We've done. Sorry about that. My dog decided to bark.
That's right. Your dog's making a cameo here.
Speaking of which, he actually is our mascot. I bring him to work all the time. So we've got lots of opportunities we can engage the students with, and I think that's a very unique thing, and we love it.
Well, thanks be to God for the many ways that you can connect with students and then connecting them to the word and sacrament there, that they're sustained in their faith throughout that academic career as well. And I think it's very interesting that you shared a key part of what happens at Calvary is that students are given opportunities to serve and encouraged to serve, and they encourage one another as they serve one another. And that is something that has certainly come up in some of the LCMS research on youth and young adults over the last couple of years, as well as that students who are given opportunities to serve and then have meaningful relationships with other members of the congregation certainly continue on and persist in their active life in a congregation. We have just about 2.5 minutes left. How are you celebrating your milestone of 100 years of campus ministry? Doing anything special to celebrate that this year?
Yeah, we have a committee that will be meeting about that here real soon. So we don't have specifics yet, but this committee is put together based on, of course, Calvary's community now, but there are many graduates from Calvary, UW alumni, that want to be a part of that committee that will help to plan the celebration along with the South Wisconsin District and even the Synod. So we're trying to figure out exactly what that's going to look like. I know in the past we have done at least one major weekend where we'll bring in a pastor from the past who is a part of Calvary who might help us with the worship that morning. We'll have a big dinner of some sort, but we're actually thinking about doing something year long too, where we might invite other pastors who have been a part of Calvary to come and share at different times during the year. So we're hoping to do more of a year-long thing, not just one big event. Well, we don't have the details yet.
Sure.
We're meeting this month. So, yeah, I'm very excited about it, though.
Yeah, thanks be to God for 100 years. So this is really kind of where campus ministry began. Is that right, for LCMS?
I believe it's the oldest campus ministry in the LCMS in the United States. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that's true, yes.
That's outstanding to have an LCMS campus ministry at this is a state university, right?
It is.
And to be able to have that presence and that word and sacrament ministry so close, in such close proximity to students who are coming to study for all kinds of different careers and as they're shaped in their current and future vocations as well. Thanks be to God for that, to have that faithful word and sacrament right there. That's awesome.
Yeah, amen. Absolutely.
Well, Pastor Anderson, thanks so much for being our guest on the Coffee Hour. It's just a joy to get to celebrate this great gift of campus ministry, and God's blessings to you as you observe the 100 years that God has blessed us with campus ministry there at UW.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'm Eddie Bates. You're listening to the Coffee Hour. Stick around, more on the way.